We are in an interesting time right now in spring of 2025. I don't know if you can feel the speeding up energy. Um, it's partly the speeding up of the season of coming out of winter and out of freeze into thaw, which is a very particular state in our nervous system as well. It's also on a cosmic level. There's a lot, and culturally and planetarily, there's a kind of thaw happening. And the way that thaw works in the nervous system is really interesting because um, one of the things that it can affect is the speed at which time and things go on. As long as we aren't in resistance to it, it can be a bit, a lot. It can be intense, but there's a way of riding it. And part of shifting into more ease as we're in a thaw state is to actually allow ourselves a moment by moment, step by step, breadcrumb by breadcrumb approach to making decisions. So instead of, when you have like a big choice to make, joining a program for a year, um, spending like all the money and then some you have on a new house, leaving a job, leaving a relationship, not knowing how the gap is going to be bridged between where you are and where you need to go, but feeling an impulse to move in a direction. Um, this is where we really are called to practice courage and bravery. And a way that that can be easier, though, is to realize, oh, I don't have to know. When it's a big thing, there's usually lots of steps to get there. Right. I don't go overnight from having like a piece of raw land to having a house built on it. There's like lots of steps, right? Same with gardening. Like I don't go from having like dead soil to having a thriving permaculture space and regenerative agriculture. No. Have you ever seen the movie The Biggest Little Farm? It took them 7 years to get that situation and several steps along the way. So, what gives us the fortitude and the determination to stick with the process is realizing that it's okay, like for me to take the first step, the one step, the step I can take today or this week, and knowing that I will get a dopamine hit from having achieved that step. I'll feel the success of that step. And while I'm standing on that new step of having taken that one action that I did have capacity to take today or this week, I will then gaze out at the horizon and I will know what to do next. I don't know from here what step B, C, D, E, F, G to Z is, but I can know what step A is, and I can take step A, and actually taking that step will give me what I need, the information to know what to do for step B. And once I do that, I'll have the information I need to know to take step C, etc. And so it's a totally different framework than the one that's kind of, I need to know the whole map before I can start something. To instead, I trust that I can be in process and I can just take, like, I can stay in this momentum that's not freeze. This is movement. This is um nervous system in flow state. Okay. So if you take one nugget from this video today, what's your step A? What's your one thing in the direction of the dream, um, or whatever's calling you to change in your life? I'm gonna do that reflection literally right in front of you right now in this moment to be transparent. Um, as the weather's been getting warm, my body has been wanting to be outside more and in movement more and getting more sunlight because I'm listening to its cues. I'm not numbing them. And yet, I'm also getting more clients and more course work and more things that require being at my computer. So, um, if I get in a big tizzy about it, it's easy to feel like, oh, this path won't work because this is what I need and this is what I also need, and they're not fitting. Um, First step, take a break after I get off of my computer, go stand outside in the sun, take a breath, drop into my body, feel my feet on the ground, feel my belly. Am I hungry? Am I thirsty? Um, you know, how delicious the sun feels on my skin charges me up. And then I'm excited to come back in and do the next meeting. Another option, I've done this in the last couple weeks, take my computer outside and set it up on a little table and have my meetings outside or listen to my class outside. Another option, if it's a class that I don't have to be facilitating or a session I don't have to be guiding, but more one where there's a group and I'm just taking in information, I could do it on my phone and put in my headphones and take a walk around the block while listening, getting that movement. Yeah. So it's a flow, and we can continue to show up for the commitments we have in life while taking care of these things that are being asked for. Our bodies should not be, and they're so trained through education, through family systems, through culture to suppress the natural movements that are wanted, the even like hunger for the right kinds of nourishing foods. Rest. Oh gosh, we suppressed our need for rest. We keep ourselves stimulated in a way that is artificial to not feel and notice and listen to our body's desire for rest. And there's a way of actually going through our days where it's modulated and we're getting an opportunity. We're getting to focus, and then we're getting to rest, and we're getting to focus, and we're getting to rest. And if we're ignoring that, we create a burnout situation where we're pushing through, and then we have a crash. And maybe it's a temporary crash, like every weekend we have a crash. I mean, that's still chronic, but maybe it's like a crash that's really severe, like being in bed for months with a chronic disease. But if we want to prevent that, there's a way of not pushing through, but listening, recognizing that our body and its desires is not designed to be or meant to be a hindrance or something annoying or something that's in tension or at war with our goals in life, but that actually it's meant to rejuvenate us so that we come at our goals in life from a refreshed and grounded place in our bodies. And it's a very, very, very different way of operating. So I guess I did 2 lessons in one today. First lesson, have the courage to meet thaw. When freeze is starting to thaw and things are warming up, take your first step. Even if you have not a clue what comes after that, take it, enjoy it, celebrate it, and then be curious about the next one after you've taken the first step. 2, listen to your body while you are pursuing whatever you're pursuing in your life. Let the ebbs and flows of your physiological state guide your momentum and direction and pursuit. And you will actually have a sustainable experience, and you'll be able to do the first task of knowing when to take action, how much to take, and trusting the process, even finding enjoyment in the process of being in thaw, in movement. When you've been used to being in freeze for so long, being in movement can feel kind of like, whoa, what's going on? When is this going to calm down? Because for you, calm is actually stuckness. But I have good news, my friend. You're actually becoming unstuck. You can get used to the fact of things flowing. And a way you can do so is also by honoring your need to modulate that experience by taking breaks, to metabolize, to rest, take care of your physical vessel through which all of this energy is moving. And then you'll be able to sustainably continue to flow and move not have to go back into stuckness or freeze. All right. You want help with this? Reach out and take care.